Hi there everyone, it's Gloria Kramer here from Oakville, Ontario, Canada. If this is the first time you're joining me, these are the cards I'm making for my online kit class, and this is the Valentine class. It's supposed to be for February 7th, but I decided to do the videos earlier because everyone has their kits already. Let me see if I can zoom out so we have a bigger surface to work with. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to try to do all three cards on the same video because I have a lot to do today. So let's get started. So when you get my kits, everything is pre-cut for you. The only thing that isn't included are the stamped images. So for this particular class, I sort of stuck with the heart to heart and the meant to be stamp sets, and then the coordinating dies that go with it. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, and I think for this one I'm going to use this sentiment because I've never used it before, and it's always good to try something new. I think that will fit. It will. And this one says our hearts are meant to be together. So that's perfect for Valentine's. So just a little warning. I have two kids who are doing online schooling because we're still in a full lockdown. And then my husband is also working from home. He's been here at home since March 2020. And then I also have two dogs that pretty much bark at everything that goes by our house. So you might hear some background noise, but it is what it is, and we'll just have to make do with it. So that looks perfect. I use the Memento Black. That's my favorite black ink. So I will show you all the pieces. We don't need that right now. So what I did is for this piece here, I went and die cut the heart out of it. I don't like to waste, and I like to use as much of my cardstock as possible. So let's just put this together. I always seem to have a little bit of trouble getting this thing going. We're going to just mount this. And there is just a 1/16 of an inch border around. And then we're gonna mount this onto our card base. And our card base is soft sea foam. So we're just gonna line that up, put it down. Next, we're gonna have this little heart here. And just to make sure, if you have my kit, that you poke out all the pieces, the little like doodads. Sometimes I poke it all out, sometimes I don't. Just take your little pick and poke out the pieces. So for this sample here, I used cherry cobbler. For my sample here, I think I used real red, but I just wanted to show you it really doesn't matter what color you use, it will still look awesome. And there's a lot of little pieces. I wonder if that, sometimes they don't die, that when it die cuts it doesn't go all the way through. And of course my nails are super short this week, so I can hear my husband talking on his Zoom call upstairs. Hopefully you can't. I also hear my ticking clock in the background, which I never really noticed before because I think I have my music on most of the time during the day. So I never noticed how loud my clock ticks, but hopefully it doesn't, you don't notice it in the video. Okay. I guess I should have made sure I had all these little pieces out before I started the video, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to glue this down using my Tombow glue. And then I have this heart, which I die cut out using from the Meant to Be. So if you have the stamp set at home, all you have to do is, because I die cut the pieces, so if you have this set at home, you can still make it work. This is Flirty Flamingo. And we're just going to lay the heart right on top and then press. That's how it's done. See? It's perfect. Okay, so next we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. And now my desk, it's amazing how quickly a desk gets all messed up when you're working. Like one thing leads to another, and next thing you know, you have a big pile of stuff on your desk. So we're going to put that there. And I think I'm going to put one of these hearts, but I'm going to use the mini dimensionals. So here's the mini dimensionals, and I don't even need the full thing. I think I just need like a half of the piece, or like an edge. So these little hearts came out of the die cut that I did earlier. So we'll just put that one right there, like that. And then we're going to glue this down. I guess I should have glued that down first, but we'll sort of just slip it under there. Sometimes when I make these videos, I sort of forget what it was I did first. So I don't know if most people just sort of play the video first before they make the card, or if you guys make the card while you're playing the video for the first time. I'm not sure. Sometimes I do an oops. And since I don't have like an editing software, it's pretty much one take. So we're going to slip that under there. Give it a little pat. And then with these extra hearts, I just put a dot of glue. That was a little probably bigger than I needed. But I just put a dot of glue and then I just stick the heart right on top. And just to make sure it actually fits, I hold it there before I actually do it. Oops, again, that's more glue than I really need. Okay, so you can add as many or as few hearts as you want. And then I have my bow here, which I'm going to stick right on the bottom there with a glue dot, if I can find them. It's amazing when I'm working, I don't usually hear it, but now I'm doing my video and I was like, oh, I can hear my dog snoring in the background. So hopefully you can't, but I can hear my dog. He's by the window and he's like snoring away. He's like a little snore machine. So I'm just going to trim this, make it a little shorter because I don't think I need it as long as, I think I'm just going to put that right there. So again, I'm going to add 2 dimensionals, one on each end. And today I seem to be losing all the little embellishments that go with the card kit. So I've sort of been looking around, glancing to see if I can see the little heart, like the little heart that goes on the card, but I don't really see it. So this piece goes on the inside. And again, if you want to add some more hearts afterwards, you can. Okay, so that is our first card. Now we're going to move on to the next one. I'm going to clear this off, just like that. And we're going to go on to the next card, which I guess we're going to do the Arrange a Wreath card. Let's see where our kit is for that card. Here we go. And again, don't worry about the green that you get. I think the kits came with a variety of greens. So what I did is I sort of intertwined my 2 green wreath pieces. So just cut one of the pieces open and then interlace them with each other. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. No one will know. So, well, that looks pretty good. And then our next step is to glue that down. And I'm just gonna, that's my dog moaning in the background. He's sleeping, and when he sleeps, he stretches out and he does that big moaning sound. So if you're wondering what that was, that's my dog. Okay, so we're just gonna lay that down, give it a little press. We're gonna take our bow, add a glue dot. I have lots of these glue dots because I subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. So I always have a bunch of them. But they're exactly like the ones you would get in the catalog. And then we're going to add a dimensional on the back of this. And this is also from the Arrange a Wreath set, the dies that coordinate with that set. I'm going to push that down. And then we have all these hearts, and we're just going to add them with the Tombow glue. Doesn't matter where they go. They can go anywhere. Sometimes I find I can just even do the glue first and then drop the heart on top. Now for the sentiment, so in my sample here, I stamped it with the real red ink. And I'll let you know one thing, in the Asian culture, we don't, we stay away from writing in red ink. It's like a sign of anger or whatever. So let's see what black looks like. And then we are also going to add these. These little pearls. Okay, and like I said, let's do, I do like the Happy Heart Day, so I'm gonna grab that. This is my arranger wreath. I'm gonna open it up, and the stamps are gonna be all over the place. Whoa, everything comes flying. Okay. So let's use Happy Heart Day and make sure there's nothing on there previously. So we're gonna see what the black looks like. I think the red's gonna look better, but since I'm Asian and I really don't like stamping a sentiment in red, just for cultural reasons, we are gonna do it in black for this card. And I think the black looks awesome too. So now if you're making this at home, you can just look at it and decide whether or not you want to do it in the black or the red. And then I'm just going to glue this flat down. I'm not going to pop it up anymore because there's enough pieces on the card that's sort of popped up, like the heart is popped up already, so I don't think we need to pop it up anymore. And then we're going to give it, it's roughly 1/8 of an inch around border. So I just eyeball it, press that down, and we're all done. So that's our Arrange a Wreath Valentine card. And we're going to move on to the next one. Wow, we're on a roll. Okay, so this is the next one. So for this one, I'm actually not going to put the sentiment because I'm not really sure what sentiment I want to do. But I'll let you know that I used the Versamark and then I embossed it in gold. So for this card, it's actually really simple. So I'm just going to show you really how I did my background, because that's the only thing you really need to know. Otherwise, all the other pieces are, you just lay them on top of each other. So what I have is a wide, aqua painter or watercolor brush. I'm going to take out some inks. I don't really remember what inks I did use, but we'll try these three because I'm pretty sure I used 3 different inks. So I have some ink already on this lid, so I'm just gonna pull up the color. And give it a good brush. So if you want to add more water, you just give your little pen a little squeeze here. So let's add some Calypso Coral. That first one was Blushing Bride. You know what? I think that's actually pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I don't think we even need to add the Poppy Parade. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my heat tool and I'm going to dry it. And then we're going to take our card base and we're going to glue this down sort of on an angle. Okay, I guess that's enough. So let's do it this way. So we're going to glue that down on a bit of an angle. And then the die that I used was the one that came with the Heart to Heart set, I think last year. So next we're going to do is we're going to glue this on top. And again, it doesn't have to be straight. You can do it straight. I guess it's up to you. I'm going to put the glue sort of on the big solid hearts. I'm just going to drop it down. Give it a little press. And then I'll let you know that for the hearts, what I did was I went and colored a few of them with my blends. And this is the Rococo Rose, which I guess is not the one I use because it looks a little different. But again, you can color your hearts any color you want. This one's a little brighter than I had wanted, but maybe we use the darker one. Let's see what the darker one looks like. This one's the darker one. Oh well, it works. Okay, now we're going to pop these up using the mini dimensionals. I wonder if one full one will fit on the back there. You can actually get away with just doing a half, I think. So this is a little brighter than my sample, but that's okay. I think we're gonna go with half a mini because These hearts are pretty small. We don't need a full one. I'm having a lot of difficulty getting these, the backing off today. Not really sure why. Okay. Of course, it sticks onto my thumb. Let's throw one right there. And again, let's put one right there. So if you want, you can add more hearts, less hearts. I think with each package, I probably included more than one heart or more than 3 hearts. This one had 7, so it's up to you how many hearts you want to add. And then it looks like, oh, here's my ribbon. So we're gonna sort of decide how much of this we need. And then we're gonna put some tear tape on the back of it. And again, like I said, I'm not going to put my sentiment on, but for the card that I did do, I used Versamark, and then I used the gold embossing powder. You can do it just in black if you want. You can do it in like a white embossed or silver embossed. It's really up to you. So I'm going to put this down on my card. And then your sentiment would sort of go right on top of it once you're done. So there we go. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video to make the 3 Valentine's cards. And then we have one more coming, and it's my last video will be the pop-up card, and this is the stage pop-up card. So that's going to be the next video. It has a video all for itself. And then this is just another stage pop-up card that I made for my husband. So this one's like just a little stepped up version. So thanks again for joining me. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend.